the NBA All-Star weekend. Now, I grew up in Chicago. You guys know this.
Right.
I grew up in the Jordan era. I grew up in Chicago. When Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan went head-to-head and Dominique got screwed at the Chicago Stadium. But those were dunk contests. What happened this past Saturday night, I mean, you can play the sad music, but it's true. The NBA All-Star Game is a waste of time.
It's a joke, dude.
And it's not, I think the last bastion of awesomeness in All-Star games is not the NFL, although I think flag football really excited a lot of people. I love that. It's the home run derby in Major League Baseball, which I love. I think it's great.
Yeah.
The slam dunk competition, terrible. I don't know what Kenny Smith was doing. Did you guys see this? The three-point shootout. Steph Curry essentially went head-to-head with a WNBA player, one of the arguably the best three-point shooter in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny Smith said she should have shot from the WNBA three-point line. Instead, she wanted to shoot from the NBA three-point line. And I'm just asking, what kind of comment is that? She almost beat Steph from the three-point line that the NBA has. Why do we care where she shoots from?
Yeah, I think that making that kind of comment shows me that you have no idea what the point of this whole situation between Steph and Sabrina was, which was, hey, dude, hey, we're going to have an NBA player and a WNBA player, the best shooter in the NBA and the best shooter in the WNBA, go head-to-head in a three-point contest. It's a great concept. It's brilliant. It's what the sport needs in an all-star format. And yeah, by the way, I want to say she lost by 2 points. I think it was 27-25. If memory
29-26.
29-26, 3 points. Like, it was a close competition. And by the way, had she had a better first set, a first rack, she'd have beat him. But she didn't. She missed a couple. So, yeah. I mean, I just don't understand why we can't just, again, appreciate. It's the Caitlin Clark nonsense. Why can't we just appreciate what these women are doing in their sport? I don't know why it's so difficult. And I love what she said after the competition, which is, hey, if you're a young girl or a young boy, it doesn't matter who you are. If you can shoot, you can be out here. And that's what I think that's about. And if you don't get that, I don't know how you miss that. So it wasn't about her shooting at the WNBA line, man. She's out here shooting from, downtown, the parking lot on most nights.
Sabrina Ionescu is somebody, you don't know her name. But again, I just go back to this idea that if she had different, anatomical parts, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the moment, if she was a man, the moment wouldn't be special.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about equality. This is the Caitlin Clark argument we had the other day, where so many people wanted to put her down and degrade her. And it's like, I don't understand what Kenny Smith was doing. I don't understand what the NBA was doing. Why not let her compete in the three-point contest then? Right? It's all this stuff. This event is broken. The All-Star Saturday night is broken. The All-Star game, we don't want to have 400 points in that game. What are we doing? Why is that at all? Is that at all entertaining? Because it was not for me. The game was.
Yeah, I think you look back at the Jordan Kobe era All-Star games, and that's what the league should be doing for All-Star games. It should be like the whole part of it where it's like, hey, we're not going to go 100% because obviously nobody wants to injure anyone. No one wants to sustain injury in this game, and I totally get that. I respect that. Totally get it. But the difference now versus then is that back then, Kobe was out here trying to win the game, and so was his team, and so was the opposition. Now we're just out here trying to fool around and have fun. It's not really a game.
And what are we really out here doing? We're apologizing for a really terrible product. That's what we're out here doing. And it's really unfortunate that you almost score 400 points And a 211 to 186 final score is not compelling for anybody. And here's the worst part of it. You know the only way to fix it? You got to throw money at it. It's got to be a huge payday for the winners, nothing for the losers. And unfortunately, I think you're going to have to split it up and make it a US versus the world thing. And I know people hate that and it got played and tired, but it is what it is. If I can get Luka and Wemby on the same team, and if we can throw in, Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo, if we get Nikola Jokic, Antetokounmpo, like all the best European stars against the best American players, and each winning player gets $5 million, we're going to play a little more defense. We're not going to have Luka trying to throw up shots that miss the backboard from three-quarter court in an embarrassing display. That's the only way you're going to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is, All-Star Saturday night, names that we recognize, and I love Mac McClung's story. I followed him since he was in high school. Mac McClung is a great story in dunk contests. I need LeBron James in a dunk contest. Well, that's never going to happen now. But I need the biggest and the brightest. I need the guys who showed up for the three-point competition. I need that caliber of name. Tyrese Halliburton. I need that caliber of name, Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I need them, Dame Lillard, in the slam dunk competition. And I don't know how you get that, because Jaylen Brown shouldn't have been in the slam dunk competition.
And he embarrassed himself, in my opinion.
He did.
I mean, look, I think that when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon went at it all those years ago, we as NBA fans were like, sick. The NBA dunk contest is back. Like, we got dudes who can actually go out here and do some wild things and dunk a basketball.
Yep.
And now that's just not the case. And frankly, with all due respect to Mac McClung, I'm tired of the jump over people dunk. It doesn't really do it for
work
me.
anymore.
Like I want the reason that I thought LaVine won that contest all those years ago is because of the high flying nature of his dunks. Everything was, hey, I'm flying for a long time and I'm spinning in the air and like that.
Can you imagine if Anthony Edwards was in the dunk contest?
Yeah, dude. Like, that's what I need.
That caliber of guy.
Give me Malik Monk, bro. Like,
that caliber of guy.
Come on.
That's who you need. I need Joel Embiid talking about how he could win the dunk contest. Well, let's see it then. Right? Let's see it. Like, that's what you need, in my opinion. It just is. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Brandon Butler says the whole thing is an illusionary velvet rope so the Blue Bloods can keep the new money out. I totally agree with that. Robert Fowler, having the dunk contest end the All-Star festivities is dumb. The three-point contest should end the night. I don't think that matters. The dunk contest is what a lot of young people tune into. And now I understand it. Listen, the three-point shot is revolutionized the game and it's brought. I totally get it. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. Dakota Tubbs. Monty, local Chicago boy, drinking water ice and gobbling Chicago-style glizzies in his Jordans wearing a touchdown Jesus t-shirt. What did Mrs. Monty get me over the weekend for my birthday? What did you get me?
Dude, don't start with me.
What did you get me?
Don't start with
me.
You
didn't get me dick.
Don't start with me.
What did my wife get me? She got me the new Jordan 4s.
That is a mischaracterization.
How?
Because you won them, did you not?
Yeah, but I had permission to go and get them.
Oh, so that's how she got them for you. Okay.
She didn't lose her mind over it.
Uh-huh.
But my point is, I got the new Jordans over the weekend. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. I don't know how you fix it. Bailey Dietrich. Next year's NBA All-Star game should have Caitlin Clark. There doesn't need to be a freak factor. It needs to be good.
Yeah.
It needs to be good.
The only way to make it better is to mandate it in contracts. It's the only way that dudes are going to do it. Because
I think the only way you get defense is if you pay them.
No, but I mean, like with the dunk contest. And I agree with you, though. The All-Star game itself, you have to. I've always maintained, I think the All-Star game should decide who gets home court advantage in the NBA Finals.
We tried that in baseball, and I just think it doesn't. I don't know. I don't love that. Brandon Butler, I don't even watch the All-Star stuff anymore. They just need to make it a bunch of 3-on-3 games as a tournament so it could look like it means something.
But this is my point. We're happy to throw money at these guys as an incentive. What about like it surprises me that like we're just not. There's no way to get these guys to play hard
because
like,
that's no offense, Jake, but that's who you millennials are. That's who you Gen Zers are. I mean, money talks.
Yeah.
Right, guys.
I guess
guys don't look at the dunk contest used to be something worth winning. Now it's Mac McClung because he can't make it in the NBA. That's why it's a cool story, right? Like jumping over Shaq was cool, but what did it accomplish? It was terrible, and the judging was terrible, and the whole thing just lacked zip. It needs to be something that matters. It used to matter.
Yeah.
Like my friend Brent Zagorski and I, remember those cartoon NBA t-shirts? I was a Jordan guy. He was a Dominique guy. And I will never forget 89 at the Chicago Stadium where those two went head to head. And we argued over who won. And of course I said Jordan won. He didn't, but yeah, that's what it needs to be about.
Yeah.
If Victor was an all-star, it would be the most watched of all games in history. No, it would not. No, it would not. Young Seminole, biggest FSU haters in sports media. But what were we wrong about? If we're FSU haters, what were we wrong about?
I love it.
Now it's secretly Miami or Florida fans.
Oh.
What are you, Michigan guys saying we're Ohio State fans?
Come on, dude. Come on.
He made it sound like she was playing from the blue tees. She hit those shots as well as anyone that night.
Yes.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yes, dude.
Thank you, Jimmy. What Kenny Smith did was absolutely disrespect and degrade what Ionescu did. And I thought it was completely insulting. I really do. Shout after Kobe NBA All-Star game, it's not the same. Totally agree. Joseph Harper, NBA can do like MLB, winning side gets home field advantage in the finals. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. But
speak to what makes people act. Money. Every winning player gets whatever the dollar fit. $5 million is probably too much, but hey, man, $5 million. And what do the losers get? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. They get nothing. And I think that handles it. How you fix the dunk contest, I don't know.
Same logic.
Yeah. And I guess so. I don't know. It has to mean something. It has to mean something. But it doesn't. The Celebrity All-Star game was better, Delaric says. It's always better. Ken Williams, I didn't watch the trash. I watched the Game Show Network. LOL. Come on, man. Come on. David Temple. The portal is what destroyed the FSU team this year. I don't disagree with that. If they had been in the playoffs, that would not have happened that way. I don't disagree with that. There was a lot of fake hope in the year Kobe passed away, and everybody wanted the first Kobe MVP, and the teams were first pick playground style, and the two teams truly went at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't. Dakota, early 2000s dunk contests were something else. Remember Dwight jumping out of the phone booth as Superman? Lopes fan Gabe, heard somebody call LeBron's NBA the friend era of the game. Ooh, this is a really good point. Where everyone wants to be buddies and it totally makes sense. It's bad for competition.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Kevin Garnett came out and said over the weekend.
Yes.
That there's no heat in the game.
There's not.
That you don't like, and it's not that guys didn't respect each other back then, but they wanted to end each other on the court. And we don't have that anymore.
Kobe running through Pau Gasol in the Olympics.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. I forgot there was an All-Star weekend. Yeah. What do you guys think about what LeBron said? Jake, do you buy into this idea that LeBron wants to finish his career with the Lakers?
Yeah, I think that LeBron's going to tell you, well, I'm not sure. So LeBron comes out and says, hey, I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 on whether I would want a farewell tour or not. And this concept around, where he's going to be versus will that team draft Bronny, I think is an interesting factor in the conversation. I do think LeBron is one of the great I'm not going to say liars, but great sort of fibbers
Liar.
of our
Did you just
time.
call
Yeah,
LeBron James a liar?
I'm telling you
So
that
wait,
this
that
guy,
dunk he had in the All-Star game where his ankle looked fine and now he's not going to play Thursday because of an ankle injury?
Yeah. I'm telling you that LeBron James absolutely is going to do a farewell tour. I'm telling you that he's going to do it with Bronny. And it's just a matter of who's willing to draft him. And the Lakers have already said they're willing to draft Bronny James.
I don't think that LeBron will do a farewell tour. I think LeBron will, up in the night, just make a tweet and say, I'm retired. Yeah. I think that's what he will do. I think LeBron wants to finish his career with the Lakers. I think he realizes that you can't keep hopping around like this. He knows he needs another championship.
But it's been 6 years, dude. 7 years. It's not
already.
Like he's hopped around you know what I mean? Like he's been there a minute.
But where is he going to go? This trade last week to Golden State that was so talked about. If he had gotten traded to Golden State and they win a championship, does that help his legacy?
Depends who you ask. LeBron guy's going to say, yeah, it does. He went there and saved him.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
LeBron hater's going to say, hey, you joined the Warriors. You're no different than KD.
I don't know about that. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I think that's a bad look. He needs to win a championship with the Lakers again. He needs multiple championships in LA, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because the failures, the lows have been so low.
Yeah.
And he's got enough talent on that team. It's simply a matter of can they get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And not firing Darvin Ham was a mistake. Now, you look at Milwaukee, and I thought the Doc Rivers comments over the weekend where he said he pleaded with Milwaukee to wait till the All-Star break. Very interesting. It's very difficult to fire a coach midseason.
Yeah.
Jacques Vaughn just got fired in Brooklyn. Kevin Ollie's the new interim head coach. It's very tough to do that. But if you want to win championships, the rotation and the schematics in LA have to get better. And I don't know that they will. I don't know if they have the balls to trade Austin Reeves. I don't know. I don't know if they have the courage to trade Anthony Davis, because Anthony, now being healthy like this, is playing at an MVP caliber level. I think this is your last ride with this roster, or it better be.
Yeah.
It better be.
I would agree.
It better be. The eye patch. Y'all need to watch the NHL. There are no princesses in the NHL like there are in the NBA. What makes you think we don't watch the NHL? We've actually talked about it on the show. I'm tired of hearing about how tough the NHL guy is.
Yeah, they're not.
And I understand the physical grind it takes to be a professional hockey player. And, he got all his teeth knocked out and he came back in. I totally get it. That doesn't mean the NBA sucks. It's a completely different game, played by a completely different cut of athlete that is brought up in a completely different environment. So, like, the smack about how the NHL, there is no smack there. It's a completely different thing, in my opinion. Harry Austin, the friend game. It's not just the NBA, but all of sports. Now it is. Now it is all of sports.
Yeah, you understand in the NHL they do the same thing as in the NBA, right? Like they protect the superstars. You know, you understand that they've had to put in a diving penalty in the NHL. So if you want to come out here and say that the NHL is tougher by nature, sure, it's tougher by nature. But
hockey is a tougher sport.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that somehow the NHL is far superior. Because I don't agree with that.
I get, if you're not a fan of the NBA, I totally understand that. I respect that. I love hockey. I'm a huge Blackhawk fan. It's great to have Connor Bedard back. I told you, it has nothing to do with the NBA. Nothing. Big Daddy Magic. LeBron James is going to San Antonio, and Victor will carry him to his 7th NBA title. It's a little early to be drinking. Dakota Tubbs, LeBron, please go quietly into the dark night. OG Gary, pageant queen LeBron will absolutely do a farewell tour with Bronny and then pass the torch to Bronny.
Yes.
Well, Bronny's not good enough. He's not talented enough. He's not that guy. We've seen that at USC. He's not that guy. Shout. Warriors wouldn't trade Curry and Thompson. Well, I don't disagree with that. They needed to trade Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
The Monty Show presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. And again, you guys, I tell you about The Advocates every day because you want to talk about, the guys that know your local community. And again, whether you're in Los Angeles, Vegas, what's up? Our Vegas listenership has exploded recently. So good to see you in Vegas, Boise, Phoenix, always. Hello, Phoenix. Or, of course, all our friends right here in the great state of Utah. No matter where you're listening to this show, you find yourself in an accident at work. You find yourself in an accident with a semi-truck on these crazy weather. What kind of weather are we having?
I don't know.
Do you guys see what's going on the West Coast? California, Washington, Oregon, Mexico.
Getting lit.
Northern Mexico just flooded. It's crazy. You find yourself in an accident. And it's absolutely scary. You don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. You don't know where to go. Get to theadvocates.com. They are the best injury attorneys in the business, which is why they never ask you to reach into your pocket and pay them. Do you understand? You never cut them a check. At The Advocates, you do not pay unless and until they win your case. So there's no consultation fees. There's no added expense. The worst part about needing an attorney after you've been injured is needing an attorney because you're injured, because you've been in a terrible accident. It wasn't your fault. Yet you have all these medical bills and you wonder, am I going to get my job back? How am I going to pay my mortgage, my car payment? How am I going to send my kid to school? All those are really valid concerns, and the advocates know the answer to those questions. Let them take all that from you. The best service you get at the advocates, obviously they're legal experts, but they're also dealers in peace of mind. They give you that peace of mind so you can get back to the best version of yourself. Theadvocates.com. Get online right now. You can chat with an injury attorney for free. Live online, 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. Couple more before we have to get to really violent television. We have to start commenting in the comment section. Let's get into The Last of Us. I binged it over the weekend. Ooh. Joseph Harper, Nets fired their coach. Really?
Whoa, bro.
Did I not just say
did you
5
hear
minutes
that?
ago?
Like,
they fired Jacques Vaughn and Kevin. Dude that abides.
Oh, okay.
The Big Ten still recruits highly. People want to watch the high-level recruits play. ESPN follows the consumer trends. It isn't all about winning. It's about what eyeballs are dominating the tube.
Bonnie, please.
I'm here to tell you that at the end of the day, you are paid in the Big Ten because you're able to bring viewership and you are able to make networks money. And it at the end of the day is an entertainment product. That's what it comes down to. So, dude abides. I don't 100% agree with you. If you look at the dudes in the NFL, a lot of dudes from that 3-letter conference down south.
Yeah.
Jaron Eccles, Tua sucks. Anyway, if the Lakers have another early exit from the playoffs or do not make it past the play-in tourney or don't make it at all, I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave. Are the Jazz making the playoffs?
Oh, man.
Sorry, I should think.
Yeah, like,
Pause, bro. Pause.
Yeah. They could scrape in, I guess, as a play-in team, but
Another NBA guy this weekend told me that Ryan Smith is not investing money in the Jazz because he wants a new arena. And his chosen path to a new arena is bringing NHL to Salt Lake City.
it's not hard to understand, man. I'm sorry, Jazz fan, but it's just not hard to understand.
Which is at a minimum a $500 million enterprise. I think it makes total sense. He's not looking to build an arena for the Jazz. He's looking to build a multiple use arena for the Jazz and the Coyotes because he's not getting an expansion franchise. I think the Coyotes, we'll see. Big Blue Horses. LeBron is all about smart media. If he builds the brand, he will put on a circus and have a farewell, aka the announcement. Not wrong. The eye patch, the NBA sucks. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
deep
man,
insight.
really.
Thank you for that deep insight.
Dude, just great quality commenting, man. You're the best.
You know, Dakota Tubbs. Could we realistically see Bronny and LeBron playing together in the G League? No chance. I don't think so. Oh my God, Big Daddy Magic, Victor's boyfriend. Okay. Q Sam. NBA All-Star product is a reflection of Adam Silver's leadership.
Maybe. That's a little harsh, I think.
I think Adam Silver's grown the game.
Yeah.
I think he's made his owners money.
I think it's a reflection of players just don't care.
I think it is a reflection of the current culture in this country. Because the NBA, you're stocking it with millennials and Gen Zers who just don't like. There's a story out about how, and this was going to be one of our non-sports topics, but 93% of Gen Z applicants ghosted their job interviews.
So you applied to the job. They asked you to come in for an interview. You agreed to come in for an interview, and then you ghosted the interview.
Oh, wait, but you went in, took the interview, got the job, and then 87% of you hyenas no-showed on day one of a new job. That's who we are in this country. That's who we are.
Yeah.
The biggest issue in the NBA, guaranteed contracts. They don't have to play 100 games to get paid.
Nope.
They don't. No contract in the NFL. No, or I shouldn't say that. The standard contract in the NFL is not guaranteed. The standard contract in the NBA and in Major League Baseball, and I think this is why we see this Mike Trout BS over the weekend, where Trout's talking about how he wants to win here. No, you just don't want to move. I think Mike Trout is scared of the spotlight, but he's got guaranteed money. So why does he care?
Yeah.
Why does he care? Like, you look at these guaranteed deals, we are a country of millennials and Gen Zers. You know who's not? Did you guys see China is terrified because their young population doesn't exist anymore? You know the number one population in China right now? Boomers.
Oh.
Why is their economy struggling? Everybody's like, oh, well, trade routes and shipping and pirates. Their economy is struggling because there's no new business generation. There's no ingenuity.
Jack Sparrow is screwing us.
Right? He's not. The issue on the Pacific Rim, look how old their population is. In the United States, what's our issue? Look how young. And look at the youth taking over our country. Like, you look at the political system. Who's not involved in politics right now? Gen Zs and millennials. Who is involved? Boomers. Our two candidates are in their middle to late 70s at a minimum. You look at the way that the world's evolving, Gen Z and millennials are absolutely sitting behind the freaking wheel, dude.
Yeah. Just chilling.
And they're not driving it anywhere. So when you look at the NBA, their contracts are guaranteed. They're not going to do it. My guy, they won't even put their dishes in the dishwasher. What makes you think that they're going to hand wash that shit?
Don't you know who I am?
Because they're not doing that. They're not. They're multi-millionaires. How much more do we have to look at NIL in the portal to understand that Gen Zers and millennials are not interested as a generation in hard work and blood, sweat, and tears? They don't eat potatoes and steak, dude. That's not that. Like, we've got to get out of this idea that it's always how it's been, because it's never going to be that way again.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed. There's no doubt. And I think, you know, this nonsense about ghosting on your first day of work is crazy to me. I mean, I get it. Like, now more than ever, you can make money online and you don't need a traditional employer. And I get all that.
You wear your pajamas all day.
Yeah, man, I get all that. But it's just crazy to me that it used to be, we talk about, hey, well, you know, how long are millennials living in their parents' house? Those degenerates, those good for nothing, wasteful people. And now these people won't even go out to their interview.
But you understand, that's the key point. They won't even, and I want to make sure you understand this. 93% of Gen Z applicants ghosted the job interview.
And this is in an Indeed study. Like the job site.
Indeed.com.
Yeah.
And the reason this is so significant is because they won't even go get the job. So I'm asking you again, why do we shame the rich in this country? Why do we put down the millennial who doesn't want to go to college? He wants to start his own business, or she wants to start her own business. Why do we put down the young people in this country who actually want to do things instead of propping them up and saying, hey, okay, you know what? I got you. I know you're my son. I know you're my daughter. I know you're my niece, my nephew, my granddaughter. And I know you want to do this. I'm going to support you 100%. And if it doesn't work out, then we're going to have a different conversation. But I want you to know I'm in this with you. We don't do that. Now that's stupid. What do you mean influencer? You want to go be a golf influencer? That's dumb. You're going to college. Well, guess what? They're not. They're not. And I think sports and politics, and everybody's like, hey, Monty, you got to stop talking about politics, bro. I just bought Trump sneakers. I bought his $500 sneakers and aren't real sneakers, and I need you to stop talking about politics, Monty. Do you understand that sports and politics run right next to each other? Right next to each other.
Just saying.
And do you understand that sports and politics are a mirror for life in this country? And so many people are like, hey, Monty, I don't know anything about them young guys that play in the NBA. The NBA sucks. You don't have to know anything about the NBA to understand that this country is in an explosion of Gen Z or millennial control. And you don't want to say yes to that. You know what the bigger issue is? It's not a yes or no question.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
It's happening.
And when you want to bitch about your paycheck, or if you want to bitch about your small business, or look who's running the country, because it ain't Gen Zers, millennials. Who's in control of that stuff? All the old heads. They're the ones in Washington making the decisions.
Yes.
The Gen Zers want nothing to do with that, which is why they want to be golf influencers. Because my generation, what am I, Gen X, I guess?
Yeah, you're Gen X.
My Gen X, we did our kids a terrible disservice by handing them quite a bit of stuff. And we're our own worst enemies because we're not willing to unwind the watch. And now it's at a point where you can't do anything about it. You better facilitate the young people in this country thriving and succeeding. We better take a real strong look at Gen Z and millennial mental health, because it's a fucking thing.
Yes.
And if you don't think that depression, anxiety, if you don't think panic disorders, do you realize now? And I want to say that it was, I can never remember where I read about it. Pretty sure it was JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association, put out that panic disorders amongst the millennial generation are at an all-time high in panic disorders, which includes anxiety. ADHD, that's not the problem anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's anxiety and depression and panic disorders.
Facts.
Because we've told our kids, you're stupid. This is a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't be enterprising. Don't want anything. You're going to law school. You're going to be a union electrician. You're going to...
Right.
Instead
Old
of
reliable.
supporting them.
Yeah.
Support them. But we don't do that. Anyway, I got way off on a tangent.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Danny Cialis, our term limits for Congress and Senate. Yeah, we're past that. China doesn't have enough babies. I have 6 kids doing my part in America. China doesn't have a youth movement, man. OG Gary, I would run for president, but I wasn't born here. Well,